Okay. Postal Services, Mr. Westcott, I see you here. You have any comment in the report? Thank you very much. Social Services, I don't see her. No? Okay. Has anyone spoken to her recently? I know she was out, she went to Mecca. I don't know if she's well. I haven't spoken to her in a little bit. I heard somebody else was commenting.
She did return from Mecca. She's okay as far as I know, but I'm not aware of why she's not here tonight.
Okay. And also the same for our transportation chair. Ms. Khadija Luo. Okay, how's she doing? Oh, okay. All right. And she's not here either for a report, right? Postal Services, Commerce. Nothing to report, thank you. Bylaws. I did see Ms. Luzon, Chair Luzon. Chair Luzon? She's right there. Isn't that her behind me? Oh, I thought it was her. I'm so sorry. You know what? Let me put these on. Sanitation, I don't see Mr. Hill. Personnel, Ms. Graham. No, I spoke to her today. She had, I am expecting her, so. Of all the committees that submitted a report, does any of you have anything that you want to add? Youth and Education? Step on up.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Gail Grandison, Chair of the Youth and Education Committee, and I do have a report detailed back there. You can take it up. I just wanted to highlight that we have an upcoming event called a Parenting Networking Evening, which is scheduled for May 22nd, 2023. And we are going to meet in the board office. This is all dependent on how many folks have RSVP. But I just wanted, it was something that was put out today to make sure that everyone got the flyer, take one, pass it on. It's for community members, school administration, anyone. Come take part in this conversation. It's going to center around the potential closing of the U.S. Department of Education and some other issues like homelessness and mental health facilities that are placed around our schools. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Thank you.
Land use?
Excellent. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kwame Afray. I'm the Land Use Chair, Community Board 17. I just wanted to bring you to an update on March 29th and April 12th. We did successfully complete our walkthrough for the business located on 1481 Troy Avenue, which is Apostle Carding. There were stakeholders there and community residents. I think that they got a good idea of what's actually happening at the facility. And on May 1st, my next land use meeting at 7:30, we'll be formalizing our final position on the actual facility and how we're going to move forward as a committee. And subsequently, next month, we'll be voting on the position as a board based on that committee's recommendation. All right?
Thank you very much.
That's all I got.
I mentioned before, and I did see two of them walk in right away. So perfect timing. As Social Services Chair, do you have any comments that you want to add? How was the trip to Mecca? You could throw that all in there while you're about to speak.
Okay, Mecca was wonderful. Thank you. Eid Mubarak to all those who celebrate. And at this time, I do not have a report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bylaws chair? No report, thank you. All right, housing? Are you sticking to the report or you have any additional comments? In the newsletter, thank you. Parks and beautification? No more input. Did I miss any committee? Did I miss any committee? That might have walked in when I didn't, rezoning? No? Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Treasurer, do you have a comment? Okay. All right. So very quickly, my report is again, greetings everyone and thank you for joining us. I did go over the ground rules. I don't really want to go over them again. Just want to wish every individual a happy Passover and a happy Easter. And I know for our Muslim brothers and sisters who just came back from celebrating their biggest holiday in terms of Ramadan. So I also want to thank everyone who attended the last town hall meeting. I saw our community board 17 was very well represented. And I saw a few of us even got up and asked some questions. So thank you for looking out to that. I think there will be another town hall coming up. Mr. Heredia, yes, there'll be another one coming up. I think you'll be talking about that as well. So I've been served twice by an organization. I know, like, look, and I feel like I'm going to address it in just this way because I don't like chattering, right? That's not my friend. You dropped your headset, I think. Look down, white, something white, right by the mic, right there. Okay, just to address, there are a couple of things that are in there, one relating to minutes, right? I'm going to address that just briefly by stating the following. The date stated on the servant was April 2020, April of 2024. Please note that the bylaws were changed and adopted at around the time when the serving of those said things started to happen, right? I believe that in the city and in a meeting, I don't remember the exact date, I want to say it's January 10th, that there was an established answer to that question. That meeting was in the presence of First Vice Chair Prasad, the secretary, the district manager, and myself. And I find that the servant was also a disingenuous of what was stated in the meeting by excluding what was done at that meeting. So I just want to address that. And I know that, and also that there are a couple of committees that have been and always have been since my tenure on the board and to this tenure of individuals who have served longer on the board, to know that those meetings were held in confidence and confidential based upon the information that was given at the meeting. The serve or the conversation, the emails were sent, one, by an organization. An organization cannot be part of any committee. It has to be a person that's part of a committee. A representative of an organization could be part of a committee. That is a fact. Certain committees are not and have never been open for public membership. Right? And I just want to be also clear on these information. And as we get legal responses, I just want to make sure that I am an extremely transparent leader. And so therefore, I want to make sure that I'm very transparent in my statement. That the executive committee, where we talk about personnel, we talk about budget, we talk about certain things that are on the board, that those things are not for open discussion. That is why even these meetings at times and certain meetings can only be done through executive session, as is part of the bylaws and the New York City Charter. So we're still working on the move. We know we had a conversation. We're supposed to do something. Chair Lusant, do you want to address that a little bit in the report, or just state that we're still working on it? Is that a fair statement? Okay. We are, as you know, our treasurer is interim acting Dan McCabe. At tonight's meeting, once quorum has been established, our chair of election committee at this point is still Chair Grandison. She will then proceed to have an election if there is one for that position. On May 2nd, I would like to invite everyone to Mar 11, IS 285, 5909 Beverly Road. We'll be doing the formal opening of their community garden, where we talk about, having organic food and the likes for our community. And this would be a great opportunity for community members to participate in the community garden, purchase stuff, pre-order, order, whatever the process is, you'll find out about it on that date. If there are things to be purchased, you can also do so at that time as well. Just say happy birthday to all of our April celebrants. And I do have two things I have to address real fast. One, addressing quorum. It's very frustrating from this angle to bring up things every month. In order to address quorum, in order to not to reiterate issues on the agenda, quorum has to be met. As in, like last month, I think the cannabis application came up, I think, about 3 times. So we have to be cognizant of making quorum happen in order to make situations happen as well. Also, next month, we'll be welcoming new members to the board. Please, if you know that you have applied and you have not heard anything, please do contact the bar president's office. With that being said, that ends my report. I did see a couple chairs did walk in. I did see one. I give her a couple seconds to have a seat and sign in. Any questions related to my report? Seeing none, our District Manager Frazier.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And good evening, good evening, good evening. It's kind of
Good evening,
quiet in
good
here.
evening.
What's going on? We're at a meeting. We're talking all the good things that come to our community, the resources, and all the things that we've been fighting for and still fighting. Good evening, everyone. Well, Mr. Chair, you're not the only one being served. I'm being served too, so it's a serve, but I intend to put a stop to it because my function as a district manager is to manage the board's office. Any actions taken by Community Board 17, the chair and the board members, that's their responsibility. If there's an issue in the office, I welcome being served. But an action taken by the chairperson of the board and voted on or approved by the members of the board, the district manager have nothing to do with it. And it's consistent with serving. So I intend to put a stop to that. Thank you. I just wanted to say that. I also wanted to remind you to register to receive our monthly newsletter. Let me see all those who've been receiving our newsletter, because the newsletter is really good. I'm not kidding you, and I'm encouraging organizations to register with us and submit any information as long as there's no soliciting. Send your information to us. We're your partners. You are our partners, and we want to get your information out. So the information is in the back on the table. Please, our newsletter, I mean, I'm getting so many comments and all good about the newsletter. Thank you, Ms. Farah. She's been doing an excellent job in putting the newsletter together. So thank you. Thank you. As Mr. McCabe said, we already submitted our budget, capital and expense. I hope next year we'll have more participation. We are working. Listen, members and community residents. The office is getting the kind of support that was being asked for many years, and we're getting it now. We have staff who is willing to work, staff who is not working. That's being dealt with on an HR level, and we are now getting the support. We are expanding, and I want you to know that better, bigger and better is coming. There's a lot in the pipeline that we're working on. And I know that this community, instead of the negativity, you'll be very proud of the work that we're going to be doing. We are also actively engaging Block associations. East 49th Street had a great meeting in the office. The office is open. It's not the staff office. It's the board and the community office. So the office has always been open to Block associations who are interested, or even non-for-profit organizations. If you don't have any way to host your meetings, just reach out to us and let's look at our timeline, our schedule, and we can accommodate you. Feel free to give the office a call. That's the purpose of the board's office. Okay, it's the community office. So feel free. I've had so many calls from residents who are really interested in either revitalizing dormant associations, and we continue to work with them because we've always known that the Block Association is the lifeblood of our community. So that's your biggest investment, and we want you to be able to protect it. I know that we have Brooklyn Level Up has been diligently working on the tax lien sale. Thank you so much for your insight and your, the information that you shared with homeowners. So many homeowners are losing their homes, especially the seniors. Please let us look out for our seniors. But how can we do it? Some of them are not tech savvy. They cannot, operate the computer. We encourage you to send us your address. And yes, we have funds in the budget for mailing. Okay, the funds are there. I do not have a stamp machine, but the comptroller's office is well aware of every stamp that we use to mail a letter, who it goes to, and the date and who mailed the letter, because everything is documented in the office. So call us. We have stamps. We could mail you the information. You don't have to be tech savvy. Okay, so let's work on that. With the onboarding of a new staff, I know that we're working on that right now, and that staff will definitely assist in the outreach. Is something that the board, we have always been advocating for. The time has come for us to do that now. So that staff would have some flexibility in terms of hours of operation, hours of work, whereby he or she will be able to go out into the community, especially when we have tabling on weekends. That staff will be able to participate and get more of the work that the community board is doing out there. I want to encourage those chairpersons who have not yet activated their CB Workspace email account. Please, it is very important. Please contact the office and activate your Workspace account. If you're experiencing any difficulties following the directions, Ms. Farr is there to assist you. There are a number of activities planned by our committees. I know they'll keep you informed, the emails. And I recently emailed, and this is my final report. I recently emailed the members of the board requesting that you submit the names of the committee you sit on. This is really very important for your membership. So you are required to sit on committees of the board. So kindly respond. I did receive a number of response, not from everyone. It's mandatory that you respond to the email. I need to know what committees you're sitting on so that I can submit the information that's being requested of me. If I do not receive your response, I will forward the information stating that the member did not submit the information to me. So please, let's work together. Thank you to the members who have been working diligently to do what's right for this board and keep the committee and the community informed. And that ends my report for this evening. Have a good evening, everyone. Not unless you have some questions, I'll answer. Other than that, thank you. I'll now yield the floor to the chair.
Are there any questions for the district manager? Any questions for the district manager? Personal chair, Chair Graham, I did see you walk in. Do you have a report that you want to give? Sir? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. For the report of the Personnel Committee, we had a gathering, we met, we looked at the resumes for the position of Community Associate. We reviewed the resumes and we have selected 3 candidates who will move for the interview process. That's my report, sir.
I'm sorry, just so that we're not asked this question, do you have a timeline for the process? Do you have a
Yes, sir. The interviews will begin next week.
Okay, thank you. All right, second vice chair, is it as second vice chair or as? Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Chair Oni, second vice chair, and I just wanted to say that we are beginning to plan for the second annual board fair, which will be in the fall. We have plenty of time. We've done it once, so we kind of know what we're doing, and just want to invite as much community collaboration as possible. We will have the whole Utica Avenue between Church and Linden, so there's a lot of space. Last year we had so many community organizations come out. We also had activities, but we're looking for more. So if you're a nonprofit, if you're a community organization, even a small business maybe that wants to, donate and support, we would welcome all participation. So we'll be having planning meetings throughout the summer to prepare for the fall. So if you're interested, please contact the board office and they will put you in contact with me. That is all.
All
And
right.
that goes to chairs as well, because it's not just one committee, it is a board fair. So all chairs, if you want your committee to have a presence, please just let me know.
All right, thank you. Executive officers, first vice chair, treasurer, do you have reports?
I have an update if,
Go ahead.
so thanks. So just catching up with what's been going on in the treasury for the past year. And sure. So a piece of news, I think it's good news. There's been some movement in the budget, it's sort of piggybacking with Chair Graham's report that there's budget for a new hire, which has been allotted in the personnel budget. But there was enough money in that budget that the Office of Management and Budget was able to allow the community board to move some funds into the other than personnel budget. So that gave $27,000 roughly to be used for various community events and also to purchase some office equipment. And then coming up in May would be the year-end expense report that should be issued, but that is being prepared. So I just thought it was good news that there was some more money in the budget for outreach to the community. That ends my report.
First vice chair Prasad.
Good evening, everyone. Joan Prasad, first vice chair. I have more like a comment. I think I'm a very popular person because my name always keep popping up in these meetings. Thank you for your time.
All right. As new members and senior members are on the board, please be aware that attendance is part of your requirement to be on the board. I have not done a complete analysis of each person's, and if you know that your absences, a number of you have had absences less than 50%. That means that in the last 14 months, you've been absent more than 7 times. So please note that being absent less than 7 times is grounds for immediate removal, especially if there has not been any extenuating circumstances that was sent or given to any individual, including the first vice chair or the chair. I just want to make sure that all board members are fully aware of this or any of the other situations. All right. I know that also that a number of executive committee chairs have requested a certain amount of monies that were discussed that were discussed at the executive level, and we're waiting to see if those monies can be moved as our treasurer Dell stated, and we'll let you know if there's any allocation of those monies that can be made. Please, members, please do check your emails to find out where and if that can be done and how expeditiously for the campaigns of Community Board 17. All right. With that being said, let's move on quickly to agency report. All right. I know I saw, and I normally mess this up, but let's go to 67th Precinct and Sergeant. Sergeant Arena.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Sergeant Urena. I'm the 6-7 Precinct Neighborhood Coordination Supervisor. I was already advised I have 5 minutes, so let me just run through this. Captain Schillinger extends his regret that he couldn't be here. He had to deal with an emergency. So let me just jump into this real quick. For the 28 crime stat periods, Year to date, the 6-7 precinct is proud to record that we are down 67% in shooting incidents. That's 1 versus 3 from last year. We're down 100% in homicides. We've recorded 0 homicides for this 20-day period. There we go. That's a good sign, people. That's a good sign, you know? We're down 12% in robberies. So that's 15 against the 17 that we did before. We're noticing a little bit of an uptick in youth robberies. The precinct's combating it. We ask the community to just keep an eye, you know, as the old Amish is, see something, say something, right? Just pay attention to our kids because that's, you know, bad groups are out there doing bad things and we got to be responsible for them, right? We're up 10% in felony assaults. That's 56 versus the 51 from last year. We're up 67% in burglaries. That's 10 versus the 6 from last year, right? Up 48% in grand larcenies. That's 65 this year against the 44 last year. But it's weird because we're down 58% in stolen vehicles. So we only got 10 stolen vehicles this year for this month, as opposed to the 24 that we had before, right? Let's see here, I talked about the crime trends with the robbery patterns. The 6-7 is proud to announce that we've taken 25 firearms off the street. That's year to date so far. We're at the beginning of the year still, you know, we're in April, we're getting the showers, but the showers aren't being accompanied with bullets, and that's a proud point that I can put out myself, you know? On top of the firearms, right, we have a neighborhood, a precinct-wide condition with abandoned vehicles, and I'm proud to announce to you guys that so far we've taken 52 vehicles, abandoned vehicles off the streets to allow for more parking, more space in our neighborhood, on top of another 430 or so that outside agencies have taken off the streets as well. You know, every month we get this complaint that there's not enough space on the streets, and a lot of the spaces are being taken up by derelict vehicles. And we're going out there, we're doing our canvases, we're identifying these vehicles, and we're taking them off the streets. And we're giving the parking spaces back to the community. All right, let me see here. Aside from that, if I can just speak on the uptick in burglaries, you know, we have to be sure that we're locking doors, we're setting alarms, we're, you know, surveying our own businesses and our own homes for any type of entry points that, you know, not anticipated, but can become an open way for someone to come in and vandalize or even, you know, steal from your business or your home. If we start cutting off those opportunities, we'll be able to bring those burglaries down by next month. Like I said, my name is Sergeant Urena. I'm the Neighborhood Coordination Supervisor. Any concerns, any questions at all, me and my team of Neighborhood Coordination Officers are in the back. We'll be able to answer any of your questions or any of your concerns. And yeah, if there's no further questions, that's my report.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any questions for Sergeant Urena? Yes. Please step to the mic. Sergeant Armed is the question on the middle of the aisle. Please come forward, sir. Please state your name and your affiliation to the community.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Community Board. Sergeant, thank you so much for the report. My name is Hartwell Aline. First and foremost, I'm a father from the community, a husband, a family member. I'm a brother of many, and I come representing our school, PS 235, 671 students in that building. And recently I had the opportunity to express some concerns for our community. And I'm glad that you're here tonight because a few of my brothers who just came in are standing in agreement with me that we want to be arms and legs in the community to help. One of the ideas that we had was many of us would like to do the auxiliary police program specifically that came to mind because of what's happening around our school. Many of the board members were present at the town hall meeting about a week ago, where we were able to express it to the mayor directly. We have the 3 shelters. We have an influx of men coming through the community. They're passing through our homes. They're going onto people's properties. Some say they're rummaging for cans. The point of the matter is that it becomes an unsafe place. We have children that are playing on our blocks. We have children that are playing in the schoolyard. Men are coming around, standing at the fence, trying to lure them. I told the mayor directly that we had an incident in the bodega at the corner of Lenox and Albany involving someone luring a child. The NYPD crossing guard stepped in into an otherwise dangerous situation. We've had men sexually touching themselves on the corner there. So in having a conversation with some of my brothers, we've all agreed that we're willing to go and get the training. If it's open the door is what we're saying.
Definitely.
We have the hands, we have the legs, we have the manpower. At least 10 brothers are willing to stand up and patrol the school area and the community.
So first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for even expressing interest in the auxiliary program. If you were to go to the 6-7 precinct and speak to Officer Cruz,
Yes.
Officer Cruz will be able to give you the signups, the registration in order to start that process if you do want to volunteer your time as an auxiliary police officer. Moving on to the actual issue though, because your help will be greatly appreciated, but at the same time, I can assure you we do have a comprehensive school plan put into effect every day school is in session, mostly around the high schools because of the violence that surrounds them. But at the same time, we are aware of PS 235. We are aware that the men's shelter is across Clarkson Avenue on next to Kings County Hospital. And for many years, I've kept an eye on that school because of the instances of indecent exposure and dicey behavior. The only thing I can promise you right now is that we just maintain our school plan, but also up the presence in front of 235 during arrivals, and most notably around dismissals where the children are there in the schoolyard waiting for a pickup.
Also, we've had incidents with them when they're out at recess time.
Okay.
So what happens is on the Clarkson Avenue side, you have the long fence. They're usually inside of the, the jungle gym playing and so on.
Yes.
And the men are standing there at the fence, leering in at them.
So on those instances, and not to cut you off, sir, my apologies, but it is paramount that school staff also get in contact with us because we do have to delegate our resources around the precinct, and there are a lot of schools, for lack of a better word, in our area, which is great because we're education forward in the community. But at the end of the day, we have to watch every school. So if we get word that there's something like that going on, the faster we do is the faster I can get an officer over there.
It's with
All
that in mind.
I'm sorry, Mr. McLean.
We'll talk
No,
about that.
one sec. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you for bringing those questions to light, but in light of time, if you just have the rest of the questions, and thank you. And you actually did a very powerful job at the meeting last Tuesday to bring us, highlight some of those issues that are affecting our young kids as well.
Yep.
So thank you. Kudos to you, Mr. McLean, for being a spoken person. Seeing that kind of took up his time, if there are any questions, there are 1, 2, 3 officers right there, and I think Detective Skinner is right there. And Sergeant Urena is going to be in the back. Please feel free to go and ask them a question. Don't be bashful. They're here to serve and protect our community.
Yes, we
Thank
are.
you very much.
All right. Stay safe, everyone.
All right. BPL.
Can everybody actually see me? Okay, my name is Sarah Demian. I'm the branch manager of Clarendon Library. We're happy to report that we've had a very successful 2.5 months. As it gets warmer, please everybody come visit us and visit our new garden space with seating. It's really neat. On the short list, we are actually hosting Level Up Brooklyn for lien assistance every Saturday at 2 up until May 17th. So please send people with concerns and with needs in that area. The library gala will be at Central Library on June 11th. And other than that, have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to be certain. Okay, yes, you do have presentations. I don't want to call on them. Yes. Scantlebury. Okay. What's the question?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought that I was able to share an announcement. I'm sorry. I don't have a question.
You don't have a question. Okay, thank you. Are you an agency?
Yes, I'm representing the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board.
Okay, that's not an agency, that's a legislative body.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. But she said, oh, she said CCR. I thought she said Debbie Moore.
Yeah.
I'm so
CCR
sorry.
Yeah.
CCRB. Go ahead. Yes, that is an agency. Go ahead.
Yes. Awesome. Can everyone hear me? Yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Venus Scantlebury. I'm representing the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. I do Brooklyn outreach. Thank you, Chair, for allowing me to speak. I'll just be really brief. Just wanted to share a couple of announcements. For those who may not know, we are a city agency that independently investigates and mediates police misconduct. So our jurisdiction is force, abuse of authority, discourtesy, and offensive language, as well as racial profiling, bias-based policing, and sexual misconduct. There is many ways that you can file. You can call our hotline. I'll put all that information in the chat, our website. You can direct message us, or you can file at your local precinct. I have two more brief announcements. Our agency testified to City Council for the Public Safety Budget hearing on March 12th. So our interim chair, Dr. Khalid, and our executive director, John Darsh, did a great job at explaining the agency's needs as far as budgetary concerns, and we appreciate the City Council for hearing us out. Lastly, I am Brooklyn Outreach, so if there's any, outreach opportunities as far as tabling, outreach workshops that educate folks on their rights and responsibilities during the police street encounters, please reach out to me. I would love to work with you all. We are supposed to be working in the community very soon. We'll be at the Spring into Health Fair by Sesame Flyers. So any other organizations that do similar work, we will love to partner. And lastly, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys and have a great night.
All right, thank you very much. And my apologies again. I don't know why I heard that.
No worries.
Okay, just double checking the list to see if I have any other agency that signed up. Okay. BLP. URI. What's URI? What's URI? Sherwood, or is this Sherwood? Eberton? What is that? Who's that? Person not here? Okay. Okay. And no one has anything else to add from NYPD, correct? Okay, thank you. All right, with that being said, community session.
Good evening. I rise
Good evening.
because my name was specifically mentioned at the March meeting. But first, let me just say this very quickly. The agenda indicates elections for the position of treasurer. The bylaws state the treasurer shall have supervision of the board's records and fiscal operations. I caution whoever accepts the position to be very careful about signing off invoices without reviewing them. Last year, after being elected, I requested the financial records and was denied. I've been an auditor for over 20 years, discovered fraud by CEOs and CFOs. I have never seen such sheer panic as when I requested the board's financial. If no wrongdoing, then why not provide the financial records? Unfortunately, instead of requiring the records to be released, Borough President Antonio Reynoso covered up for his friends. At the March meeting, it was said I resigned before a hearing. One, I was out of the country and not given an adjournment as requested. And two, the reason for the hearing was not mentioned, which of course falsely gives the impression of wrongdoing. So I read into the record what the hearing was for. Speaking when not recognized by the chair. Speaking when not recognized by the chair. Many people in Congress would lose their jobs because of that. The recordings on YouTube clearly show the times I requested permission to speak and was frequently denied or rudely interrupted when I had the floor. When I informed Borough President Reynoso, the district manager and chairperson had organized a private meeting for a developer to bribe me to support the zoning variance for land at Albany Avenue and Linden Boulevard that very same day. That very same day at 5 p.m., notwithstanding board members had categorically rejected efforts to remove me, I received a notice of hearing. It has become a routine practice to gaslight members. Here is the email from the district manager arranging the meeting, illegal meeting. I will rely on the impartial court system since Borough President Antonio Reynoso failed to be impartial and instead covered up by trying to remove me from the board. He knew I was a treasurer. He knew the financial records were being withheld, and he covered up for the parties involved. On June 4th will be the first court hearing. Thank you.
Any other community session? Online?
Ms. Keisha, Sydney.
Oh, Sesame Flies. Go ahead, Keisha, Sydney.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening, good evening. Just wanted to make some quick announcements just to let everyone know that we are in the SYEP season, and for people to please pay attention to the emails. Every Tuesday, the lotto is being ran and kids are being selected, and still we have kids who are not paying attention to their emails and they're being thrown back into the lotto. You only have 3 chances if you are to get selected again. So we just want people to pay attention to that. Once you're picked on a Tuesday, you have until Sunday evening to upload all of your documents. And we are also hiring for our summer staff. I will share the flyer with the board, so in that way it can be shared with everyone, so they'll be able to get that. And also too, as the young lady mentioned, the Spring into Health at the Winthrop Beacon location. We do have our Spring into Health. It's Saturday, May 10th, starting from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That concludes for me for tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Keisha. I just would like to recognize, as you standing up, walking towards the mic, our former board member and former second vice chair, Mr. Dion Comina. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Daly.
And-
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dion Kwamina, former board member, like Ms. Daly said. I am the founder of EYC NYC, that's Empower Your City, New York City. I just want to inform the community and the board that we will be having some voter registration drives in different locations in the community between now and the primary election. We're looking to get more people that are under-engaged and more youth registered. We're going to be doing this in partnership with Lawman Lynch. So please be on the lookout. You can follow us on social media at EYC NYC and Lawman Lynch NY. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Any other community session? Any other community session? Seeing none,
There's a raised hand online. from
raise
Miss-
hand in line.
From Miss Alicia Goodrich. You may unmute.
Alicia Goodrich, VP Downstate. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy for you to be in the house. Just wanted to let everyone know, also first, to thank CB17 for their great work in the East Flatbush Town Hall with the mayor last week, Tuesday. Your hard work filled the room, and we got to address a couple of things, and things are moving. So kudos to the chair, district manager, and all those that were involved. Foremost, we are having our 4th public hearing. So I'm not sure if anyone was there to represent and discuss that from the consulting group, but I want to be sure that CB17 knew our 4th public hearing will be Monday, April 28th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and it's going to be held at Mega Evers in the Founders Auditorium. Just like we had 2 months ago. So we have to switch between 9 and 17 because our campus is in both community board districts. So I just wanted to let everyone know, if you have not come out and hear what's going on. We're still waiting for the budget to pass. So while we're in this, race to hopefully get 250 million more to get us to $1 billion, make sure that your voice is heard on the things you need to hear and see at Downstate. If you were involved with Downstate prior to COVID, there were different clubs, different programs. Be sure to provide a testimony and send it in to the public hearing email address. I will send it over to the office to be sure that it's shared, via social media and your mailing list, so we can make sure we have a great turnout no matter where that public hearing is. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we will keep you posted on what's next to come. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you, VP Goodrich. Any other community session? Okay. All right. At this point, we'll move to. Oh, man, I know your voice go deeper than that, Bernard. Go
Good
ahead.
evening, everybody. My name is Bernard Skelton. I'm from The Yard. It's a new family enrichment center located at 3521 Church Avenue. We have a few events coming up this week and next week. I just wanted to inform you guys about and some things that's going to be happening monthly and bi-weekly as well. The next event we have coming up is the Easter egg hunt on Friday for the young kids at 2:00 at 3521 Church Avenue. So they'll be able to come to the location with their parents, and we'll have an Easter egg hunt. There's prizes, everything there is free. The next event will be the 23rd of April, which will be senior movie night. So all seniors are welcome. That will take place at 5:00. You will be able to vote on what show or movie you would like to watch. We will have refreshments. Everything is free, and we welcome everybody. As far as things that we have going on a daily basis, twice a month, we have a food pantry that we feed the community. Okay. Everybody's welcome. That's located also at The Yard, 3521 Church Avenue. We also have another event that's actually happens the same day by no coincidence, actually, and that's Senior Tech Day. We call it Savvy Seniors. And that's basically teaching the seniors how to use technology that's going on today so they can stay up to date what's going on and stay in the loop and feel confident in navigating in the internet world. Other than that, we have in June, we have a Dorney Park free bus ride going to Dorney Park for the community. You only have to participate in 3 events in order to be eligible. Other than that, we have other events coming up, but we just want to let everybody know August 1st, is our back to school event, and that's our back to school book bag event, and it's gonna be a block party on Church Avenue between Linden and Church. So if you have not already tapped in with the yard and you are interested in being part of that, please feel free to tap in with us. Our number is 1-718-414-1222. Thank you. And our email also is at eastflatbushfec@risingground.gmail.com.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry. Hello? Oh, 718-414-1222. The email address is eastflatbushfec@risingground.org.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes. I don't have no flyers on me right now, but if you take the email address down, or I'll even give you my information in the back afterwards, and you can actually send me an email. I'll send you all the information, and you'll be up to date on what's going on. Yes. The main street is gonna be Brooklyn Avenue. Yes. For what?
August 1st.
August 1st for the back to school block party. Yes. The newsletter. Okay, no problem. I'll do it.
Right. I believe also that Mr. Steva is in touch with Ms. Farah, so that she continue that conversation as well. So they're partnering with Community Board 17. So if you reach out to to ADM Farah, you get information. 3521 Church Avenue.
You had a question about the pantry? The dates for the pantry for the next pantry coming up is April 24th. And that'll be at 1 o'clock.
All right.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, see none, we move on to the next item on the agenda, which is legislative session. Just real fast, that Congresswoman Yvette Clarke's office is not here, but Mr. Ross did send me a flyer today just to remind us of Earth Day on next week, Wednesday, April 23rd at Brooklyn College from 3:30 to 5 p.m. It is up, ADM Farah, on the Community Board 17 website. So if you are, please do take a look at it. Again, that's next Wednesday, April 23rd from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And also point of personal privilege on this matter as well. With the Congresswoman, I know that a lot of individuals are concerned about the letters that have gone out to many of the migrants or the TPS individuals within our community. I know I've gotten a few conversations, and I was on the phone today with a couple of offices as it relates to those issues. For those of you who are not aware, is that many of them got a letter today that says that you have 7 days to leave the country. That's essentially what we are paroling your TPS or CPV1 status, and you have to leave the country within 7 days. And again, please do speak to your congressperson for our federal agency for any comments. And again, it's 7 days. And so therefore, I do not recommend an individual, right? I do not recommend an individual, but more an organization to deal with that issue. I don't have all of the answers, but one of those persons I was on the phone with, I'm putting him on the spot, was Mr. Robinson. So if I don't know if he wants to talk about that when he gets up to give a report, he can do so. But I know that there are many people in the community who are extremely concerned about it. All right, with that being said, I'm just going to go based upon how the names are signed in, because I think I normally do a terrible job at it. So what I have, I think, hold on, I'm going to call the wrong thing. I have the VP's office, Catherine Dutch. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Then I have,
If you could begin to line up as the chair is calling.
then I
your name.
have Karen Davis. Then I have Ayana Williams, got it right this time. Danielle Heredia, Portia Edwards, and Charlene, I want to say it's Harold, and last but not least, Dalton Robinson. If I
Please.
missed you, you must be online, and then you'll go after the people who are in the audience.
Please note, due to time constraints, we have a 3-minute time limit, so I'll help to advise with this symbol when you're approaching your limit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Catherine. I'm the Community Board Liaison from the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. We just have a couple of things. Last Thursday, April 10th, Minnie joined the BP as he did his annual State of the Borough. That was held at Boys and Girls High School. We just finished up our free tax prep. Yesterday, we partnered with Stonewall Development Corporation and hosted a fraud risk prevention workshop. So we have flyers in the back, and the flyers are for graduation awards. So if there's a school administration that wants to nominate a student from pre-K to 12th, you have until May 29th to do so. Constituents services from Borough Hall will be at the Couturier Library every other Monday until May 12th. From 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can come in and have a one-on-one and talk about whatever you need to talk about. Protect Your Property estate planning will be on Tuesday, April 22nd at Borough Hall from 12 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. There is planning for Brooklyn Climate. It'll also be at Borough Hall on the 28th of April from 9:15 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sustainable Buildings Resource Fair will be April 29th. Also at Borough Hall from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then lastly, we have a youth summit, Call for Purpose. This will empower the teens through engaging in sessions focused around personal growth, mental health and well-being, and life skills. If anyone is interested, you can apply by May 2nd. And all of those flyers are in the back. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Any questions? Next in line.
Good night, everyone. My name is Karen Davis, and I'm representing Senator Roxanne Prasad office. I'm a constituent liaison. Today, the Senator hosted a Real ID and Enhanced ID webinar that the information from that session is available on a Facebook page. So you can get a chance to see what is required and understand clearly what is expected and the deadline, which is May 7th, to have all these things ready. We also are having a SNAP enrollment in our office with Canberra. Now the space is limited, so you can call the office because we know a lot of people are getting difficulties getting through applying and understanding the benefit procedure. So we do have openings right now, which is on Tuesday, April 22nd for the SNAP enrollment. So just call the office to make an appointment. Again, as I said, it's limited space. We were supposed to have electronic recycling this Friday, but unfortunately, because of, not unfortunately, but because of the holidays, we have decided to cancel to respect everybody personal religious experience, as well as we have some flyers in the back that is going to show that the Senator is hosting her Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 26th for the kids at Seaview Avenue from 11 to 2, which is also going to be registered. It's going to be a big event as usual for the Senator. We are also calling all veterans to register because she wants to connect with all the veterans of the district to basically support and protect them and appreciate their service. Any information that you need, we are available to assist the constituents at the office. Just call, no appointment is needed. Our phone number is 718-649-7653. Again, it's 718-649-7653. And thank you for your time. Do have a good night.
All right, thank you very much. Next. Can't see behind the podium, so just walk on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayanna Williams. I'm the Chief of Staff for Councilmember Darlene Mealy. Just a quick rundown of our everyday things. On Mondays, we have immigration attorneys that come to our office. On Tuesdays, we have a housing specialist that helps with existing housing issues. On second and fourth Wednesday of every month, we have a representative come that helps you set up and learn how to navigate the Housing Connect system. These next few weeks are going to be pretty busy for the office. On Friday, April 25th, we're going to have HPD in our office to assist any homeowners or building owners with any HPD violations or any questions that they would have for HPD. We're also going to have a mobile unit out that same day on Utica and Church Avenue. The mobile van will be outside on Utica and Church from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, that's HPD. We'll be outside to answer any of your questions. On the 26th is our monthly Community Advisory Board meeting. It's going to take place on Saturday at Excellence Boys School, which is at 225 Patchen Avenue from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We're going to talk about all the different things in our office, the updates on basically HPD, Know Your Rights, lien sale, all the things that are going on currently. We're going to have information to share with you so that you can either protect your home or make an attempt to protect your home. Also, we're going to do from May 5th and May 8th, we're going to do lien outreach. Right now, they're still in planning, but they're definitely going to be May 5th from 10 a.m. to 1:30, and then an evening session on May 8th, which is a Thursday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And again, we're going to do some Know Your Rights sessions, and we're going to have veterans in our office starting in May as well to help those who have served our country. If you have any questions, you want to make appointments, you can always call our office, 718-953-3097. We're located at 400 Rockaway Avenue. And this weekend, Pickens Avenue Bid is having their Easter parade and the Easter egg hunt. The parade is going to start at Zion Triangle at noon, and the Easter egg hunt is going to be at Betsy Head Field from 1 to 4. Thank you.
Can you tell me the location and time for, I think, the HPD for violation?
HPD is going to be in our office from, I'll tell you right now, from 10 to 5. They're also going to be on Utica and Church in a mobile van from 10 to 5. So I think they're going to be in our
You
office.
said, you mentioned Patchen.
Say that again?
You mentioned Patchen?
No, Patchen is our Community Advisory Board meeting.
Okay.
That's going to be that Saturday.
Okay. All right.
HPD is going to be that Friday.
Okay.
So you
gotcha.
could either come to our office or you can spot that mobile van that's going to be on Utica and Church. For which one? HPD is going to be Friday, April 25th, both in our office and mobily.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Whoever's next, let's let Dan think. Yes, go ahead. Mr. Robinson, are you stepping forward? Are you waiting for the member? Oh, she's online. Got you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Heredia, Policy Communications Liaison for Councilmember Farah Lewis. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on her behalf this evening. Firstly, the council member extends her gratitude to numerous CB17 members and community for attending the mayoral town hall last week, Tuesday, to raise many of the concerns East Flatbush has been facing directly to City Hall and to our municipal agencies. As we're in the midst of budget negotiations for the fiscal year 2026 budget, hearing directly from our neighbors was essential to ensure that the council member continues to fight for our neighbors and what our residents need: public safety, sanitation, youth programming, and so more. It's also an opportunity to highlight many of the successes we've had in our own backyard, whether that's the millions of dollars for our new swimming programs at Brooklyn College and $141 million in funding for the Shirley Chisholm Recreational Center opening this fall. That said, as a member of the Committee of Finance and Chair of the Committee on Women Gender Equity, Councilmember Lewis is directly involved in overseeing the administration to cuts due to the Trump administration. We are facing a multi-million-dollar fiscal cliff due to what's happening at DC. A lot of the programs, including child care block grants, Section 8, Title I schools, and SNAP are only just a few of the programs where we're seeing over $2 million being cut. We'll continue fighting for District 45 needs as well as for women citywide with programs for human trafficking supports for Black and Brown girls, young women's leadership development, maternal and child health services, and gender pay equity for municipal staff, including community board offices. It's just to name a few initiatives that Councilmember Lewis will be fighting for in this budget. In the district, we've had a severe shortfall in school safety crossing guards. Great Oaks Elementary School, you might have heard, has done an enormous amount of advocacy for crossing guard on Farragut Road. We were able to successfully assist in getting a crossing guard for the school. However, the fight continues as we had a near tragedy at the Cotillieu Academy on Bedford Avenue, where a bus collided with a mother and her child after being struck by a car. You might have seen that in the news, obviously inexcusable and avoidable, and we'll continue to fight for school safety infrastructure at all of our schools so we don't have to continue having this fight every school year. On the coastal waste expansion on Troy Avenue, after attending the joint walkthroughs with Community Board 17, Assemblymember Waterman, and other stakeholders, we advocated to the City Department of Environmental Protection on their role for air, noise, and flooding concerns that the project brings. So we're happy to announce that they will be activating some advocacy and analysis, as we found that their studies are dated back from 2012 and does not account for them trying to tie in the sewer system into our already overloaded East Flatbush sewers that's happening on the block. So we want to thank Allison Martinez, Vanessa Quashi, and our CB18 members for attending the last walkthrough, Chair Frey and Melanie Wilkerson for their continued advocacy, and we'll continue seeking answers on this project. Just a few things I want to highlight. We have a couple events. This Saturday, we're partnering with CB17, our Environmental Justice Day and Egg Hunt. That's at Wyckoff Farmhouse Museum. Thank you, Chair Antoine. Our youth rally is taking place in June. And we also, in the following Saturday, we have our Take Back Today bike ride against sexual assault kicking off at the PS 181 playground. I know I'm over time. Want to highlight that we are planning a CB17 CD45 municipal service town hall for our own local community. Thank you, Chair Daley, for that. That would be on May 8th. And we're also planning a tax lien advocacy day with Brooklyn Level Up. Thank you, Allison and Hazel Martinez, for your support with that. That'll be on May 10th. We need volunteers. So on behalf of Councilmember Farrah Lewis, appreciate you all with the time and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Ms. Worcester.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Portia Edwards. I'm the District Director for State Senator Zelner Myri's office. I bring greetings from the State Senator as he's in Albany, continuing to finish this budget. Unfortunately, the budget is late again this year, and we're working really hard to try to get this done within the next couple of days to come. I just wanted to come and bring a couple of events that we're doing. Next week, Monday, we're doing our tax lien event. I remember last month we spoke about this. Our tax lien event is going to be on Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our office with New York City Environmental Protection, Department of Finance, and Department of Buildings. They all will be there to be able to help homeowners who have any liens on their properties to be able to set up payment plans and potentially get their properties off of the lien sale list before May 19th. So if you know someone, you may not know if they have a lien or not, but if you know a homeowner, please get them the information. It is very important and imperative that they know that they have help out there in the community and that we are doing something to help them keep their properties. The flyer is in the back. And then on the 22nd, April 22nd, which is next Tuesday, from 4 to 8 p.m. right here at Lenox Road Baptist Church, we're going to be doing our community resource fair in partnership with Council Member Rita Joseph's office. I have a flyer in English, Spanish, and Creole. This is an immigration resource fair. The flyer says community resource fair for obvious reasons. When we get it out in the community, we want to make sure that we're not highlighting too much and we're putting people in dangerous situations. So it says community resource fair, but we are very immigrant focused on this event. New York Immigration Coalition will be there, Brooklyn Defenders, Africana. We have Rethink Food, who's going to be giving away hot meals to those in need for people who attend the event. It's going to be Tuesday, April 22nd at Lenox Road Baptist Church, which is 1356 Nostrand Avenue from 4 to 8 p.m. You do not need to register. Please, if you know someone who needs assistance in that area, come on over so that we can get them the help that they need. Also on May 11th, I believe, we're doing MTA and Accessoride. We'll be doing a quick town hall for our seniors at Crown Heights Baptist Church. And that, I believe that's at 11 a.m. Our office is located at 1077 Nostrand Avenue. Our telephone number for appointments or any help that you may need is 718-284-4700. I'm so sorry, I have to say this again. If you know anyone who owns a home and they may, if you know anyone that owns a home, please get them the lien sale information. It is so important for our community. Have them reach out to our office. They can call us at the number provided, 284-4700. And that's on Monday, April 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am representing Elite Learners on behalf of Kamara Jackson. We want to introduce to the community.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat. You're representing.
I'm representing Elite Learners on behalf of Kamara Jackson.
Okay, that was supposed to be done during community session. I'm gonna allow her. You had let her go first, and then I'll give you. Got you. Okay, so I'm gonna allow you to go, only, I don't know what happened, but you can't go right before all the elected officials and their representative. You just had, your follow-up? Catherine? You just had a follow-up? Or you didn't speak? I'm just mixing you up. I'm sorry, my apologies. Phone up.
Oh yeah, we're twins. Hi, everybody. I'm Shirlene Harold. I work with State Assembly member Rodney Spashat-Hermelin. Some light news, just a couple of information. We are in the planning stages of a couple of events like our clergy luncheon and our senior clergy luncheon and senior luncheon. So we are in need of volunteers. If you guys are available midday, if you can go to the members website or call us at the office, which is 718-940-0428. Call us if you're interested in volunteering midday. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Assemblymember Waterman, Chandler Waterman.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Chair. Thank you to Community Board 17, the whole board, the chair, the district manager, everybody there, all the members. I have Dalton, who actually is there in person from my team. I'm in Albany, as you heard from the state legislators. We are here. The budget did not pass as of yet. We have 4 big things policy items that's holding up the budget, not the actual money part that we're supposed to be dealing with. We want to make sure it's equitable. We want to make sure that when we pass something, we could come home and look in your face and say, this was a budget that we felt that was best. Discovery, we need to ensure that there are good practices when it comes to evidence sharing. We have involuntary commitment on the table. We want to make sure mental health professionals, the first one to respond in crisis, and true investment in voluntary services to truly address mental health crisis, not a Band-Aid approach. And the mask ban, we don't like those poo shiesties neither, but if you commit a crime, you do the time, you go through the proper process, but wearing a mask itself is not a crime. We want that trend to stop. We want to educate our community members. Bell to bell, cell phones are a distraction. We agree. It causes a lot of social impacts, but banning cell phones in school seems to be good intention. However, if it's an underfunded mandate, it'll be a burden on the school system. We do have a lot of events coming up. We have the Easter Egg Hunt, as we know, we heard from a lot of my colleagues. We're doing some great things with the Easter Egg Hunt on April 19th, this Saturday at Patrick Park from 11 to 3 with a host of partners. Tax lien, I heard Senator Mari's office and everybody's office is doing that. It's a big, big deal. We are doing one at our office at 903 Utica Avenue between Church and Snide on April 25th from 10 to 1 p.m. And then we also are working with Brooklyn Level Up. Thank you, Allison Martinez, doing door knocking, going door to door, and also doing some other events. NHS also would be supporting DP and New York City Department of Finance. As we recognize autism and disability support, we're working on My Time Inc. starting May 9th, every second Friday from 10 to 1 at our office, 903 Utica Avenue. We will have a person there that will be from My Time Inc. that will be supporting parents and family members with those have loved ones dealing with autism and disabilities, and immigration support to the point of we don't want to we want to give immigration support without making it a target. So we're doing legal services, we're calling it with NILAG. It will start in front of our office, our district office on Utica Avenue again on July 11th, August 8th, September 12th from 10 to 3. Dalton is there. Dalton, if I forgot anything, please let me know. But I just want to thank y'all. We did also do the walkthrough. I did 2 walkthroughs with the coastal carding. I heard that Councilmember Farrell office did do a debrief on a lot of stuff that we did discover, and we want to make sure that we continue working with the community members, and we're going to work on the state level just to make sure that we fix things, but also making sure that when there's paperwork that's causing a lot of red tape, that's going to cause issues for our community members, we need to make sure those things are done effectively and the proper assessments for flooding, environmental studies, and all of that. So once I thank you to Chair for Land Use, Afraid, the team there, George Tate and Allison, and all the community members that was involved in making sure that this was brought to our attention, and to continue to work as we work together as a collective, as elected officials, to make sure we resolve issues like that. And lastly, I will mention you did a vote on the Cannabis Legacy Project. I don't have the full name. And as I did maintain, the community members did have severe concerns. We did get notification, emails were sent to the board, were sent to our office and a number of elected officials about some concerns that was displayed from that they had. We stand strong with our community members and our constituents who live in the area where will be direct impact, and we will have more updates on that to follow. So thank you, everyone. New York State Assembly Member Monique Chandler Waterman, I know my time is spent, but thank you for the time, Chair, and I will hand it back over to you.
Thank you very much. Next. Go ahead. I'll give you the small.
Good evening. This is Shaquana from Assemblyman Brian Cunningham's office. I want to thank the chair, the members of CB17, and the community members. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight on behalf of Assemblyman Cunningham. So I'm just going to share a few updates from our office, starting with our Easter egg hunt that's happening this Saturday, April 19th, from 1 to 3 p.m. That's at Broward Park. And then on May 8th, we have our Women of Distinction event, where we'll be honoring outstanding women in our district. And that is, as I said, May 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. And at our office, with regards to services, we will have the New York Legal Assistance Group So they're typically at our office once a month. That's the first Thursday in every month. They will be there with their mobile unit, and that would be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. by appointment only. This is to provide free legal services to all the constituents in our area. Thank you again for your support and partnership. I'm open to any questions. I'll leave our information in the chat. Our phone number for the office is 718-771-3105. You can call us. We'd be happy to share more information on everything mentioned. Thank you once again.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We have someone online representing the mayor's office that's asked to raise their hand.
Mr. Gideon?
Yes, Mr. McDaniel, Malcolm McDaniel, you're acknowledged.
Okay. Mr. McDaniel?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good evening. I'm gonna be real brief. First and foremost, thank you for having me. Community Board 17. Y'all always have great meetings. You know, it's a pleasure me being here listening to y'all. But I'm representing the mayor's office. The Brooklyn North, your Brooklyn North director, his name is Pierre Gideon. He was not able to make it tonight, so I just covered in. Everybody know me. I'm Director of Constituent Services, Malcolm and Daniel. If you have any issues that that your municipality is not taking care of correctly at an appropriate time, you can always call me or send me an email. I put my email and my phone number in the chat, as well as Pierre Gideon. But if you need my email, is mcdaniel@cityhall.nyc.gov. First, we want to wish everyone a happy Palm Sunday. We also recognize that it's World Autism month, and as you know, autism. Our community, our East Brooklyn communities, have a lot of people who have children that have autism. So awareness is definitely needed more in our communities. But going over some things of what the mayor has done, the mayor and NYPD, Tish launched a new quality of life division to enhance public safety and community trust. The mayor also, along with Chancellor Aviles Ramos, announced the hiring of over 3,700 new teachers. Also, the mayor and Veteran Service Commissioner Hendon announced 2 million meals milestone throughout the public and private partnership with New York State and HelloFresh. Also, the Mayor Corporation Counsel Goody announced lawsuit against 9 major distributors of illegal selling disposable flavored e-cigarettes. And be briefed, Mayor Adams and also NYPD Tish announced a new facility for NYPD at the World Trade Center Command. Also, the mayor announced $5.5 million investment to expand free swimming lessons to nearly 18,000 students, building safer, more affordable city for New York families. This Thursday, next Thursday, not tomorrow, next Thursday, the mayor will be holding a anti-gun violence summit. I don't know the exact location where, but you can also call me and reach out to me. He would like anybody that stands for anti-gun violence he got a new announcement, so he does want people to be there. And last but not least, I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter and also a happy Mother's Day, since we won't be meeting until after Mother's Day. And just stay safe. And again, Community 17, y'all doing a great job. I got to give kudos to the chair. He's doing a great job. The district manager doing a great job. And actually, I see everybody's rising to the occasion, because it is needed at this time. Together we make a fist. So with saying that, have a great day, everyone. Get home safe. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. McDaniel. Go ahead. Elite learners. I'm only going to give you 1 minute though, unfortunately.
That's all I need.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Darren Dixon. I'm Deputy Chief of Staff at Elite Learners. I am representing Camaro Jackson regarding a home maintenance repair training program for the youth. It will be for the ages from 14 to 24, and we're asking them to sign up. We'll be giving them stipends. They'll be learning a lot of different trades as far as drywall, painting, tile laying, landscaping, and we will be giving them a stipend after the 6 weeks. So the orientation starts on the 19th and training begins on the 26th. So if anybody have any interest, any youth that are looking for some training, I have flyers in the back. Please take them. There's a QR code there. And if there's any seniors that needs help with the repairs in their homes, these are the repairs these youngsters will be doing. So please take a flyer, pass them out. I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is the roll call. Please just answer yes. I'm sorry, just answer present to your name. Mr. Frey, Ms. Anderson, Ms. Antoine, Mr. Bakardine, Ms. Bellin, Mr. Boatswain, Ms. Colon, Ms. Barretton, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Daly, present. Ms. Daniels, Ms. Duncan, actually excused. Ms. Freeman, excused. Ms. Graham, present. Dr. Goldberg, Ms. Graham, Ms. Grandison, Mr. Green, Mr. Green, Mr. Hill, Humphrey, Ms. Humphrey, Mr. Jason, Ms. Jones, Ms. Jones, Ms. Julius, where, oh, hi. Oh. Ms. Louisant, Ms. Mark, Mr. Mutherin, Mr. McCabe, Dr. McLean Grant, Mr. Morris, Ms. Mohammed, Ms. Aluwo, Ms. Oni, Ms. Odiago, Ms. Prasad, Ms. Pointer, Dr. Renaud, Mr. Roth, Mr. Roth, Ms. Selby, Ms. Shelley, Ms. Smart, Mr. Stearns, Ms. Swaby? Ms. Sylvester, excused. Mr. Turum? Or Ms. Turum? Ms. Viante? Mr. Westcott? Ms. Wilkinson? Mr. Wood? Did no one not hear their name? Okay. All right. We have one. Okay, so a couple of things before. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna let you do this one though. Here. Oh. So this one we do the look last time and the whole. No, it's not. Just a couple of things to the agenda before I get to the next item on the agenda. Our secretary has not been here for definitely not this month nor last month, right? I don't have the attendance sheet fully in front of me, but at minimum of has been missing for more than 5 dates. And so I'm going to publicly state that at this juncture that the board needs to consider the effectiveness or the efficaciousness of a treasurer, of a secretary who is not present, right? And to fulfill their responsibility. I'm kind of forced to publicly have this conversation and for the board to look at the attendance and the attendance procedures and the, hate to use big words, but dereliction of duty of such. All right. With that being said, we have, I have the December minutes that was emailed to everyone. Right, that was emailed to everyone. And for your, let me just, I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 25 is what we need for quorum. You can double check second vice chair or first vice chair. All right. With that being said, are there any amendments to the December minutes that were present? Yes. Okay, you were the one who chaired that meeting. It can be amended as such. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be excused. That's not feasible. We just, District Manager Frazier, please make the note to the amendment to be excused. Yes. So I understand. I'm going to say okay to what you're asking because I did say the word excused instead of absent. But what Ms. Frazier is explaining is that for Borough Hall, you're either here or you're not. That's all. So there's no like, it's if you show reasons why these absences are acceptable, it will not be held against you. Okay? And that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. Okay. And again, I just want to make sure we're clear. It does not hold rock in water, right? It does not hold water in water. It's going to sink. All right, just thought to tell you that. All right, I got a hand. Yes. So the email is kind of like a reminder, an update to say to me, to the board, that they have something to refer to, as opposed to somebody who just is absent and never say anything. Right? It doesn't hurt to send the email. It's like when I was in school, right? The kid is still absent from school. It's just that the kid, you know that there's a valid reason why the kid was out. No, it's still an absence.
So the issue here is that removal for the most part is at the discretion of the board. So if the board sees that you're absent 8 times with no email, then they are more likely to remove you. Yeah, so the excuse is just for the board's information, so that if you were sick and we know you were sick, then, you know, you wouldn't be considered for removal because we know why you're not here. But
Actually,
officially, you're not here.
That's actually not true. No, okay, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm saying that's not officially true is because Borough Hall makes the final decision about who is removed from the board. But the board can nominate. But the board, like I would still get a phone call that said this person was absent more than 50% of the time. Yes. Without calling the member's name, yes.
Last year, a member was removed from the board, and the member contacted me and said, Ms. Frazier, you remember I sent you, I think, about 4 or 5 emails stating why I was unable to attend the meeting, and that member had a hearing. And what I did, I pulled out the files and I forwarded the letters to Borough Hall. The member was reinstated. I do not make the decisions. You're either present or you're absent. And I ask members, please send me an email, because if you're being removed for being absent and you have a valid reason and you're called for a hearing, you have those emails as proof as to why you were absent at those meetings.
Yes.
I hope I made that very clear.
And
Thank
so
you.
to add a little bit to what Second Vice Chair Oni is saying, is that it helps your case that when you're making a conversation for why you should not be removed. Like, does that make more sense? It's not that we're telling them not to remove you, but we're saying, hey, this person had extenuating circumstances. Is that clearer? Okay, but according to Borough Hall, either you're here or you're not here. Okay? All right. Yes.
Ms. Fraser, I got a call today from a member asking me about the same situation, excuse. And she said that I told her to send an email to the office. And she said you told her that she shouldn't send an email. So I'm a bit confused. Is that what we should do?
From 2 persons. I saw the emails. I was CC'd on the
I
email.
just wanted to clarify that because that's what I thought. Okay. Just one clarity. Yeah.
Mrs. Buffett?
No. Because she's a new member, so. All right, just clarity. Thank you very much.
It is very important that you do send the email, because all of us will be on the same page. However, Borough Halls hears. Okay, got it?
Got it.
All right, thank you. Let's move on. Anybody, can I get a motion to accept the minutes as amended? Ms. Graham motions to accept the minutes motion to move the minutes as amended, seconded by Chair Westcott. All in favor, please do so by simply raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstention, please raise your hand. All right. At this point, I'm just going to do one license. And then we're going to move to, I'm going to turn over to Chair Grandison for the election of the treasurer. No, after he does his, he has one license. Please step forward and present the candidate.
All right, good evening, everybody. Hassan Bakrdin, Commerce Committee Chair. Is Mr. Jason here from San Peppers? Oh, come on up, sir. And we're going to hear from Mr. Jason from San Peppers. He's going to present his business to us. And if there's any
Right here,
questions,
down the
right
middle,
here.
down the middle, Jason.
Right this way, come right down the aisle here. And he's going to present his business with us, and then the board members will ask you a few questions, sir. All right, and then we'll do a vote after that. But thank you for being here.
So face the audience.
Yeah, that's.
The one right there, the podium works.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm an owner of Peppers, all the Peppers across New York City, and I'm here for a renewal of one of our liquor license. Currently, we have about 5 stores with liquor licenses, so this is like a thing that we have to do often. That's it.
Which
this one that we're doing is for Utica. You know, we have Flatbush, we have Canarsie.
Utica and
Yeah.
Utica and Clarkson.
Yes.
Tell them.
Yeah, Utica and Clarkson between Lenox and Clarkson.
All right, that's it. Is that it? Mr.
Yes.
Jason? You sure?
Yes.
All right. All right, board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Jason at San Peppers Restaurant?
Next time, bring some jerk chicken.
I got you.
Just to,
we sell like hard liquor, like alcohol, like wine, beer, cider. Yes. Yes.
This is a renewal. Yes.
right next to McDonald's,
It's
it's
there.
behind
You
the
just
counter.
gotta come in and see it. It's there. Yeah, it's there. And we've had it for like 4 years now. A full bar with everything. No, it's there in the front.
You never look up?
Oh, okay.
The slushy machines, yeah. Yeah, on the other side.
Gotta look again.
You're gonna take another look, right?
Miss Mark, do you want to borrow my glasses? I'm not seeing too well out of them.
Are there any other questions from the board?
The police report.
Yes, I just want to make sure there was no other questions.
Oh, what was the committee's?
Yeah, the committee recommended that that he did come before the board. We took a vote. There were 8 yeses and 3 abstentions. Okay. And the incident report we had, there were no incidents at this location for a year. So that's
all right.
okay as well.
Thank you very much. So don't move. So right now, as is normal, and I reiterate this for if you've missed the meeting, you're voting on the recommendation of the committee. That's why it's important to go to the committee. So the committee says to give them the license. So if you agree, when you hear your name, just say yes. If you disagree and think they should not get their license, obviously vote no. And if you abstain, you say a card in that, or you recuse yourself if there's any conflict of interest. Second Vice Chair.
Chair Frey. Chair Anderson, Member Anderson. Antoine. Bakrdin,
Yes.
Berlin,
Ms. Bellin? Ms. Bellin? They're calling you. Ms. Bellin? Is that your answer?
Yes, she said yes.
David Boatswain is not here. Teresa Breton is not here. Venancia Colon. Mr. Cunningham is not here. Mr. Daly.
Yes.
Daniels, Armenia. Natasha Duncan is not here. LaShawn Freeman is not here. Rose Graham. Gail Grandison. Ronald. Oh, sorry. Mr. Galbraith is also not here. Ronald Green is not here. Michael Hill is not here. Whitney Humphrey. I'm just saying these names in case they walked in. Kevin Jason. Doris Jones.
Ms. Grandison, you want to step forward?
Nicole Julius. She came. Trisha Lewison. Edith Mark. Brandon Matherin, not here. Daniel McCabe. Donna McLean Grant. Bill Morris is not here. Fatima Muhammad is not here. Khadijah. Me, yes. Hadiatu is not here. Chair Prasad.
Yes.
Deborah Pointer is not here. Dr. Renaud. Aaron Roth is not here. Bernadette Selby is not here. Kimberly Shelley. Antoinette Smart. Tyrone Stearns. Tamara Swavey. Sylvester Simone is not here. Heslat Turson here. Ms. Viglianti. Mr. Westcott. Melanie Wilkerson.
Yes.
Eeyore Wood is not here. Okay, thank you. We can move on while I count. Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
We get so many complaints from establishments, but I've noticed a pattern in the boards with applications for quite some time. There's certain establishments that do not attend meetings for renewal. And they're being told that they don't have to come to these meetings because their renewal is automatic. Why are you sending us a 30-day notice if you do not have to attend the meeting? The members do not observe this, but as I said, I'm responsible for the work in the office. And it's a pattern that has been going on for quite some time. If establishments are renewing their applications, I believe that the board should reach out to SLA to find out what's the board's mandate. Do they have to attend these meetings? And why are businesses being told that if they have renewal, they do not have to attend meetings? It's very important because every 2 years, we don't know what happened or what could have happened or what changes were there. And when they're not here, the members in the community don't have an opportunity to ask the questions. So I would like that to be looked into. Thank you.
Okay, so from 24 voting members, we had 23 yeses and 1 no. It was 24. I counted 3 times. Out of 47, so we're still at quorum. So 23 yeses and 1 no, so congratulations. Sorry, I'm talking to you.
Am I good to start? Oh, okay. I'm the expert.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to begin the process of electing a new treasurer. And I just want to give you some background information on the duties if you are so interested in this position. So the term of office is 2 consecutive fiscal years. And within those 2 years, if you are not reapplying for the board, or if you're not, well, we'll have to have the election. If you're not reappointed, you will have to vacate the position.
Screen. Right there. Set everything up.
June 20, I'm sorry, next year, 2026. Thanks for that clarification. Now, the duties of the treasurer, according to the bylaws, the treasurer has supervision according to the guidelines adopted by the City of New York of the financial records of the board and its fiscal operations. The treasurer shall prepare a written operating budget for the board for the upcoming fiscal year by June 10th of the current year for submission to the chairperson. And the treasurer shall prepare a final year-end expense report for submission to the district manager and borough president's office no later than May 10th, the 10th day of the 11th month of the fiscal year. So these are the 3 most requirements of this position. There will be other areas that you will need to work on, and that will, the district manager and the chairperson will definitely enlighten you with those. So I am going to ask, are there any nominations? Yes, Mr. Daly? Dang, you didn't let me finish. Okay, Mr. McCabe, is there a second?
Chair Westcott.
Yes, Mr. Westcott? Second. Is there anyone else that would like to make a nomination from the floor for this position of treasurer? Crickets. Going a second time. Is there anyone else who would like to make a nomination from the floor for the position of treasurer? Okay. Hey, I'm just giving people time. Someone might want to do it or what? It's an important position. Don't rush me here. Okay, hearing no one. No kidding. Final time. Is there anyone that would like to make a nomination from the floor for position of treasurer? Okay, hearing no response, being this the 3rd time, then me. Then Mr. McCabe, you have been elected as treasurer of Community Board 17 for the term ending in 2026. Congratulations. I have to cast a vote. Okay, well, obviously I'm going to cast a vote for him, for Mr. McCabe, making it.
Juliet, where are you?
Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to have us move a little faster. All right, it's 9:19. Good job. Thought you want to get out of here.
No.
Okay, we're gonna have a presentation. Go back down. We're gonna have a presentation from, Con Edison.
Yeah, so just, okay, great. Yeah, sure. Good evening, folks. My name's Antonio Corchado. I'm a project manager with Con Edison, and I'm going to be going over a new project that's being developed within the footprint of your community board. I'll be talking about why we're doing this project, where we're doing it, what we're doing it, what exactly are we doing. Sorry? So I'm going to be talking about why we're doing this project, where we're doing it, what exactly is the scope of the project, and a little bit about the timeline. Then I will hand it over to my colleague, Julia Lewis, who's going to talk about community engagement. Just before I get into the actual project, just want to introduce the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act. This act was signed into law by Kathy Hochul back in 2019, and this project is being built in the spirit of this act. The Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act has a number of milestones and goals. By 2030, the goal is to reduce greenhouse gases by 40%, by 2050 by 85%, and by 2040, the goal is for all electricity that is being generated in the state of New York to be emissions-free. The reason why I pointed out is because this project will supply 100% emission-free electricity to Brooklyn. So this is a very important achievement. Just so you can understand the project, just want to give you a little background of some of the major components of a power grid. You have the generation, the transmission, and the substation, which was being built I'm still not loud enough. Great. Okay, folks, so just want to give just a little background in terms of the components of a power grid. You have the generation, transmission, and the substation piece. The purpose of the substation is to reduce voltage. This project contains a transmission piece and a substation piece. Okay, so the substation piece is being built within the footprint of Community Board 17. The transmission piece runs from Community Board 17 all the way across Brooklyn to the Vinegar Hill section of Brooklyn, which is just east of the Manhattan and Williamsburg bridges. There's another substation called the transmission substation that is being built in Vinegar Hill. It's called the Brooklyn Clean Energy Hub. It's probably the more popular of the two stations, just because it is going to be a hub where a lot of independent developers who have solar and wind are going to bring their power to. That power is then going to be distributed throughout New York City. So just to reiterate, this project is a transmission and distribution, transmission and substation piece, I should say. All right, so why are we building this project? And I'll get into what it looks like in a second. We're building it. Long story short, there is a lot of increased demand for power in the city. That demand is being driven by population increase, but also by electrification. What you got to do is drive around, and Teslas are just as common now as any other car, right? That's all extra power that Con Edison has to provide electricity for. Also, there's a big demand in terms of heating to move away from gas to electric, big time. Just from 23 to 24, about 90,000 new people moved to the city, right? There was a dip back during COVID, but that's starting to pick up. The main substation that provides power to this community is the Brownsville substation, and that substation is projected to be overloaded in 2028. So there's a whole plan in place to build this new substation and divide the network to produce more resiliency in this part of Brooklyn. So essentially what's happening is the current network is the Brownsville network. When this new substation goes up, that network is going to be split, right? And the current Brownsville is going to be split from the Brownsville network, which is considered the 3B network. So there's going to be a 3B North and a 3B South. The Brownsville substation, which is located on Alabama Avenue in Brooklyn, is going to continue to supply load to the 3B. and the 3B North is going to be supplied by the new Gateway Park substation. So this Gateway Park substation is located at 789 East 91st Street. You know, the intersection of Remsen and Ditmas, there's a Wendy's there, is diagonal from that Wendy's, right? So there are, to really get to the substation, you got to go up East 91st Street to the dead end, because it's sort of behind the establishments that are off Ditmas Avenue. But that's the footprint of it. In red, there's a sliver that extends into Ditmas Avenue, but the majority of the building is towards the rear of the two establishments there. This was previously a 45,000 square foot warehouse. There were a couple of businesses in there. They have since relocated. We purchased the property in December of 23. It has currently been demolished. So if you go there now, what you'll see is just an open lot that's been fenced off. This is an area view of what the substation is going to look like. It's considered a 27 kV 4-bank substation. There's a provision for a 5th bank, meaning when the station goes live in May of 2028, 4 transformers will be stepping down the power from 138 kV to 27 kV. That power is then going to be spit out, is going to be supplied to the network, where a bunch of more localized transformers are going to reduce the power further to 120 volts, which is what you have in your homes. So currently the site has been, like I mentioned, demolished and cleared. We're pending permits from the DEP, DOT, and the DOB to start the below grade foundation work. Following that, we'll do the above grade work. The schedule is to have the building weathertight by around October of 2026. This is what the station is going to look like from the 91st Street side. Basically, the design is the building was designed, the architecture basically to fit in with the character of the neighborhood. The 92nd Street side, south of Ditmas, pretty much looks the same. We will have 2 transformer banks on this side and 3 transformer banks on that side. Like I mentioned, there is a transmission piece to this project. Those feeders are going to come from the Vinegar Hill area where the Brooklyn Clean Energy Hub is going to be built. There are going to be 2 circuits. We hired a route study contractor to identify the best routes. The routes that they identify look like what are on the screen to your right and to your left, actually. And we have a design build contractor. The project delivery method is going to be design build. That general contractor is going to come in and he's going to actually design the actual station. I'm sorry, he's going to design the actual feeder route. So they're going to look something like this. But this is just a depiction of what those feeder routes could be. The picture on the left shows a small portion of how those feeders are going to come out of the Brooklyn Clean Energy Hub. That part of this project is going to be underground. We're going to build a tunnel underground under Vinegar Hill, and the equipment to build that tunnel looks something like what's on the upper right. It's called micro tunneling. We're going to dig a pit, insert a core bore machine. They're going to dig a tunnel. Through those tunnels are going to be 10 feeders. The rest of the project across Brooklyn is going to be more traditional open cut excavation, sort of what you see on the lower left. But this is a very large project. The station is due to come online in May of 2028. And we're very excited about it because this will be the first substation in all of New York City that, again, is going to deliver 100% emissions-free power. So we're very proud about that. And just about the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, all major projects that Con Edison and any utility undertake in the state of New York have to be built within the spirit of that act now. Hopefully, Washington won't cancel that also. This is sort of the timeline for the project. I mean, there's a lot here, but I just wanted to point out The dates in red, October of 2026, like I just mentioned, will be substantial completion of the building. February of 2028 will be substantial completion of the roadway construction, and we go live in May 2028. So a lot going on. If you were to go out there today, like I said, you will see an open field, but come around June, there's going to be a lot of activity out there, and there's going to be a lot of excavating across Brooklyn. It's a very challenging project, but it's been approved by the PSC, so it's a go. So with that being said, in the interest of time, I'm going to hand it off to Julia, who's going to talk a little bit about community engagement.
Thanks, Antonio. It was a lot, right? It's a lot said. It's a lot to absorb, but it's such a big project that it has to be, it's needed. We see that it is needed. That's what Antonio has described as the project manager. He's very much aware of what the needs are. And have so many different engineering groups and construction groups working on this project. But again, this is just the beginning. What we're doing today is just the beginning of communicating as to what is happening in your community. And the plans that we're having to make regarding community engagement will include this being the first major, actually, presentation on this Gateway Park substation. We have been speaking with our elected officials, and we are setting up meetings for some that we haven't reached yet, but this is just one of many projects that are going on in Brooklyn. And we want to make sure that our elected officials know, but we also need the residents and the community people to know. So here we are, Community Board 17, and I want to assure you that this is just the first of many communications. We will be back to update you, if not in this forum, with maybe some of the committees of the Community Board 17 we can meet with. We would also like to start a small community advisory group. We need to hear what your thoughts are. And it's through this small group that we represent your community that we would like you to be able to ask us questions. If I can't find the answer for you, I have people, we call them subject matter experts within Con Edison that can provide answers to your questions that you may have about this substation and the project itself. The other part is that as we build this substation, Antonio mentioned the routes that we are taking to bring the power from the Brooklyn Clean Energy Hub to the Gateway Park substation. It will require a lot of construction. And we know we will be going through your neighborhoods. So one of our processes is to provide what we call work notices. This is a notice that will alert you to construction being done. If it's going to impact you, you need to know, and then we need to let you know how it's going to affect you and for how long. These notices will come out as I know where the construction team will be at that particular time. In addition to that, we would like to set a date to take a tour of the site. We would like to invite community members to come, not just community members, as stakeholders. We will invite elected officials. We'll invite the board members of Community Board 17 to come to the site. Right now, it is just dirt, but you need to see the space. And then we'll show you and describe what is happening at that location. We'll talk about the different crews that will have to come there to build certain areas, the test that needs to be done of the soil. We need to make sure that the foundation is secure for this type of equipment, but there's so much more And it's also an opportunity for you to meet some of the engineers who are designing this and who are putting it together. It's not, I've just been in it for a few months. Antonia's been living with this, and we've been working to just try to get the major concept and bring it to reality. And we need your support in doing that as well. I'm just trying to think, if you have any questions about the substation, we need to know what your questions are. This will be the beginning of our frequently asked questions, our FAQs, that we would like to develop, that we will put on our website. If there are any questions about the substation, you can go there, or you can reach me through the Community Board 17 to help answer some of the questions. I just wanted to figure out what else. Again, we will be putting the frequently asked questions on our website, and we are looking to develop a landing page for information on the Gateway substation itself. So with that, I don't have much more. I see hands going up.
Point of order.
Question?
Point of order.
I know, Mr. Chairman.
I want to do this, so I want to be fair. I'm only taking 4 questions. And the reason I'm only taking 4 questions, the time is now, the time,
9:36.
so I'm taking 4 questions until 9:40. For every 5 minutes, we'll take a vote to extend. Fair? Okay, so I'm going to be biased also to, I have one question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dr. Renaud, in that order, right there, the straight order. Come on up. The question that I have, right, and hopefully I'm capturing the question properly.
Point of order, just briefly. Please keep your questions as succinct
Right.
as possible. This is not a forum. This is to ask your question directly, or feel free to defer to speaking and engaging with our presenters and get their contact information to have the conversation you mean to have.
Right, please do not give context clues. Okay? The question that I have, and then I'm going to go to the first person, is this. Will the grid be provided for only or primarily Community Board 17 residents?
Not primarily. The current grid is considered the Brownsville network. All of our grids are interconnected. The Brownsville substation primarily feeds the Brownsville network, right? So you have the grid is bigger than the Community Board 17. I'm sure there are different community boards within the Brownsville network. As a matter of fact, when that grid is split, I was looking at it on a map. A part of Community Board 17 will be in the 3B network, another part will be in the 3B South, another part will be in the 3B North network. So to answer your question, no, but that's just how our system functions.
Hello, good evening. So in the current map of the showings of where it will be, notice that it's close to a playground, for example. So my question in terms of the environmental and the impact of having it in such a neighborhood close to where people live, not just in terms of the construction, but the long-term effects, because we've heard stories about things happening at substations when accidents and things go out. So just the impact of that to the community of those who have to live there.
Right.
Before you answer that, if that question was asked within your question, can we please? Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, got you. Perfect. Go ahead.
So there has been done what's called a electromagnetic field study, and the levels of that study have been consistent with acceptable levels. The the major concern is when you're producing electricity. This station will not produce electricity, it will receive it, and transformers will step down that power. So there is very little concern in terms of any type of effect on the children or the larger community. But there has been an EMF study done, and the levels were minute, and the levels were in line with what is acceptable for this kind of station.
Member, did you?
Okay, my question is, emission-free power that's generated by, what's that generated through, by, before it goes to the substation? It's solar and wind?
Correct. These,
So where will those, where's the energy sources? Yeah, where are those windmills and things going to be that,
so there are a number of developers that have built offshore wind farms off the Long Island Sound, and all around the Atlantic Ocean. And there are underground cables that are, these projects were built some time ago, and that power is ready to be delivered to the city of New York. A lot of it is already being delivered to areas like Long Island.
they're already built?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Through deregulation, the whole point of deregulation was for utilities to sell off their generating capabilities to allow the market to then bring in new developers who could try to produce that power at a cheaper cost. So that's exactly what's happening.
Member Berlin?
Yeah, good evening. You bringing this to the community after it has been approved. Why is it we were not notified about this before it was approved? Why was that particular area chosen? And is your environment impact study available for us to review?
So in terms of community awareness before the site was selected, there was a process when we did our feasibility studies. Those feasibility studies, there was a period for public comment, so that did occur. As far as any studies, we can get back to you in terms of if the company's ready to share those studies. I'm sure eventually a lot of those studies are going to be public if they're not public already. So I apologize for not knowing if they're public already, but to answer your question, they can be retrieved, and we'll get back to you on that. I'm sorry? Yeah, this was back in early 2023. There was a period back when we acquired the property to build this station. There was a whole process that we underwent. I can get you those facts, but there was a period for public comment.
Thank you. Chair, just for the.
Sent to the board so that it can be sent out to the members. That's probably the easiest answer to that.
Sure.
Chair, to note, it is 9:43. You said at
I know,
9:40
that's
we would
exactly what I was
extend.
gonna say.
Yeah, so I'd like us to extend now before we ask the next round of
So
questions.
there's a motion on the floor. We have to have quorum though. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm fine. Let's just do it. Chair Oni, I move to extend the meeting to 9:55.
9:55.
That's 10
I
minutes.
said 5 minutes.
I said 10. I make the move.
You're a minute. I meant 5.
These questions are important.
Okay. 9:55 is second to 9:55. And all in favor, just do so by showing your hand. Show your hand, board members, show your hand if you're in agreement. Okay? All opposed, please say nay. Somebody said nay, I didn't. Somebody said nay. Okay, abstention. All right, I know we don't have quorum, but the point is important. Let's go. 9:55, the hard cutoff.
Thank you for being here. And the questions are important. When I hear semiconductor, and as an educator, as a person who recently wrote about a cancer cluster on my block, my alarm bell goes off. I'm not saying yours will, but we have some extremely important question. Is this part of a precursor to electrifying the IBX that you're doing here? And will you commit to co-hosting community forums in the MyStar Energy Plan, if you're able to answer those questions?
I would have to get back to you, but we're recording those questions and we will get back to you.
So there's a just energy transition process. Is Con Edison, or what community, like, to what extent has Con Edison committed to the just energy process while establishing this substation? I hear that question again.
Just energy.
Just transition. There's a just transition that was designed to right wrongs for communities that have already been impacted by, you know, these environmental issues and these like major infrastructure processes. So we're trying to figure out to what extent Con Edison is going to commit to that that process in establishing this substation.
That's something we'll take back and we'll have to get back to you also.
Okay. And then my question was, you mentioned that there's going to be a lot of construction, and I'm assuming it's going to be phased. What's the length of time that you anticipate one particular locality will have like construction? Like, is there someone who's going to have 2 years of, you know, streets messed up on their block, or how have you phased it out to minimize impact on individuals?
So as far as the building construction, there's going to be active construction as of June of 2025 and heavy construction through about October of 2026. After that, the building will be rather tight. There'll be a lot of interior construction. We will still have an exterior construction component to build the facade, but around October 2026, we should be reducing the footprint of our construction on the outside of that station.
That Remsen Ditmas
Right.
intersection for a year and a half?
Exactly, yeah. And we're working with the businesses there, we're working with the community there to accommodate it. And we have to apply for DOT permits. We work within the stipulations of the DOT permits, so.
That's like a major corridor, so it's not just the people there, but you're actually affecting pretty much all of Canarsie, right? If you're slowing down Remsen and Ditmas. Yeah, the BJ's Plaza and all of that. So just want to make sure that all of those communities are like well informed, which is why I think the community forums would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to have extra traffic control guards there to direct traffic. But we are not shutting down streets. So we are not shutting down streets. So, and one of the things we did, a lot of the street construction work that's going to happen there now is already occurring as we speak. And we try to take advantage of the opportunity so as not to do that work during the building construction. So we should be wrapping up with the street construction in that area. This is the street construction in about like by the end of this summer. So there will be a time where we will parallel the street construction with the building construction, but that piece should be winding down. Now, there will be further construction going north because we got to get those 2 circuits of feeders from that station across Brooklyn. So, you know, on any given street, it is extensive in terms of the amount of conduits that we have to put in the ground. But as of right now, we don't have any plans of shutting down streets. And on any given street, we could be on a street for as long as maybe a month before we move on to the next street. So.
Okay, thank you for answering the questions. I have one more question.
Yeah.
Will you commit to addressing brownouts in those direct areas?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Will you commit to addressing the brownouts in those direct areas? And then also noise pollution. How are you guys going to handle that?
So, so we have our general contract. So we have to do the construction work within the stipulations provided by the DOB and the DOT. So there will be hours that we can't work, right? In terms of noise pollution, we will be working. Our GC will have a noise mitigation plan, and we will try to reduce the noise as much as possible.
Are you aware across the street is an actual park where children play at? So
Yes.
when you sit here and you say that you're looking at noise pollution and you're going to try to find ways, how do you do that when you're doing it across the street from a park?
Yeah, that's always a challenge to keep the noise down. So our general contractor is gonna put together a noise mitigation plan.
Point of order in the auditorium, if you could just, I understand that folks are beginning to leave, that is totally fine. Please kindly keep conversations in the hallway because we cannot hear the presenters answer the remaining questions. Thank you.
So our GC is gonna put together a noise mitigation plan, and we can share with you the contents of that plan, once we have it.
So I'll ask these questions and then I'll do. So in terms of having construction for that period of time, a lot of people will be affected in terms of maybe loss of businesses or like loss of getting to places. So like, are there any plans for any abatement in terms of like costs? Oh, words today. But in terms of helping those directly affected by that situation, in terms of any credits that could be done for them because they'll be duly effective. And in addition, just questions about why that particular location was chosen. Thank you.
So my question is this, and I'll tie it into this, which is, so my question kind of summarizes everything. You mentioned that you're willing to do town halls and conversations with people in the community. Would you be willing over the next 2 weeks to convene a conversation with District Manager Frazier so that we could create a virtual town hall at the minimum with board members or constituents who are willing to, who have questions, at least for the start, for the board members here who do not feel that either A, did not get the answered, right? The questions answered. B, did not get a chance to ask their question, or even community members who are here as well to say, hey, I'm willing to do an hour, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, whatever, for members to jointly work with the board to at least start a conversation there, since if I'm hearing correctly, work is supposed to begin in June, and now this is the end of April. I would say within the next 2 weeks is what I said.
So
By the way, she's the chair of the transportation.
So
DOT.
currently, the property has been demolished. There were a number of permits from the DOB and the DEP that we had acquired. So yes, we received, we have been granted permits. The DOB and the DOT and the DEP are aware of this project. So all the street work, we need DOT permits. So we can't do anything without permits. So some of the work has started. The demo work has occurred. The building has been knocked down. We're pending a DEP permit and DOB permit to start the below grade work, which is the building of the foundation of the building and of the above grade of the building to erect steel. And we're anticipating those permits by mid-June. And as soon as we get the permits, the plan is to rock and roll and continue the construction. Yeah, that belongs to the NTA LIR. They're well aware of our work. We're actually working with them too. We're actually pending a document from them to a letter of no objection for us to do our work there. So that's the LIR train track. It's not a public train track. They use it for commercial purposes. I'm sorry, with IBS plan?
The Interborough Express that's being developed.
The train line that comes, right. It's a train line that would take over that track.
He understood.
Queens, all the way to.
Brooklyn
to
Terminal, Brooklyn Army Terminal.
Yeah, the IBM.
Project.
IBM.
I don't know how that affected.
Because
So-
actually, as a matter of fact, right at Remsen, the BJ's will be a stop on the IBX line. Right there, what you're talking about, at the BJ's, the park,
For the overpass?
the overpasses right there. Their building, that will be a train stop. That will be the first stop in Community Board 17 on the IBX line.
3 stops.
And there'll be 3. There'll be 1, Utica and Farragut. And then the third stop will be at the junction.
So what I can say is, we have been in communication with the NTA LIR concerning our project. They're well aware of it. We haven't identified of any conflicts that our project will pose, any development that they have. But I will ask our engineers about it, and to try to get a sort of a timeline of events for when they're gonna start their work. And
Outside.
She's outside?
Yeah.
Maybe remind me or remind us to invite to the next district cabinet meeting, that could be part of that conversation as well. We run out of time, but I did ask the question within the next 2 weeks, that will be fine. And we are allowed to invite, I know Brooklyn Level Up, I know they had a question. And I don't know if I asked the question properly, hopefully I did, I gave you justice. But within the next 2 weeks, that'd be fine. Is everybody okay with that? Is everybody okay with us having a meeting for an hour? Right, within the next 2 weeks?
No. No,
No, for which one? No, within.
for having a meeting.
So wait, I hear Chair Luo, but I also hear Chair Wilkerson first, right? So you're on Wilkerson. Are you saying no to the meeting or no to the time length on the meeting?
I said no to the meeting.
Okay,
Context, but I want to be respectful of time.
all right. So I hear no for the meeting. Anybody else have a different opinion about the meeting?
That
The land use?
that can work.
So you would like to make it to the land use committee?
That can work.
She said she would like the presentation to be at the land use committee meeting on May 1st. Land use and rezoning.
Yes, Chair Frey opposed that.
So the motion is, we don't have quorum, so we're just gonna agree for consensus.
Yes.
So we go to the land use, May 1st, 7 to 9 is the meeting. The chairs are, Chair Frey, please raise your hand. Chair Wilkerson, please raise your hand. And I know I saw Chair Nicholson, Julia
It's
somewhere.
fully virtual.
But either way, they'll get in touch. And that should be adjourned with your meeting as well. Well, your meeting, I think is like, but you should inform your members of that date.
Sure.
Date,
We can plan together.
right? So once you speak to them and coordinate, does that work? Okay,
Thank you all.
okay.
Um,
Make sure that I am in the loop and Chair And District Manager Frazier's in the room. All right,
Thank you. Mr. Chair, we are very over time.
Yes, we are. Not my fault. It was Lydia. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn and shut everybody down? Second Vice Chair Oni, motion to
Seconded.
adjourn the meeting, and I'm gonna give our newly elected treasurer the opportunity to second it.
Thank you.
And our newly elected treasurer has voted, said second motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay.
Don't say nay.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Easter, enjoy the remainder of your Passover, and God bless.